So welcome to engineering graphics class where we are studying about the model 2. So in this model 2, the position of planes, we'll be dealing with session 2 of the model 2. So in session 1 you just saw some basics of fundamentals of engineering drawing. So in this session we'll continue with some more concepts of drawing. Okay, so here, whenever you draw any object, what we do is we divide the region or space into 4 parts. So just imagine a box here, box one side, one more box here, one more box here, one more box here, and in the box we have 6 faces. Right, imagine 6 faces of the box, but here we are considering only 2 faces of a box. So then the right side we have one box, next to that we have one more box, but again in the second box we are having only 2 faces. And similarly you imagine one more box here below this second box, and also you imagine only 2 faces of the box. Similarly imagine one more box here, the 4th box, which is below the first box. So in all the boxes, 4 boxes, we just remember only the 2 faces. So here the concept of drawing here is we take 2 planes, okay, of the box here, and this plane is called as horizontal plane. So we write it as HP. HP means horizontal plane. And one more face of the box or the plane which is vertical, so we call this vertical plane. So vertical plane and horizontal plane. So here we are dividing the space or region into 4 quadrants, or what is called as first angle, second angle, third angle, fourth angle. So here in drawing we have different concepts of drawing: first angle projection, second angle projection, third angle projection, and fourth angle projection. So but anyway, just forget all these angles, that is all these boxes or quadrants, second, third and fourth. We concentrate only on the first box here, where there are 2 faces, vertical plane and the horizontal plane, and we will be drawing only with the first angle projection. So first angle projection means you are keeping the object in the first box here, anywhere in the box, and you are observing it from some angle here. Okay, so suppose imagine a point here, and you are observing from here, and the point, the shadow will be projected, it will fall on the vertical plane. Similarly, assume you are seeing from top here, the point is here. When you see from top, the shadow or the image of this point will fall on this HP, horizontal plane. So in the first angle projection we keep the object in front of vertical plane and above the horizontal plane, and then we see the object from different views. We'll see this in detail now. So here I have one example. So this is the vertical plane, this is the horizontal plane, and the vertical plane and the horizontal plane, they are perpendicular. So this is the vertical plane, imagine one horizontal plane here, and you are keeping the object somewhere here. So object can be anything. So here we have some component, some box, some step like box here. This is the component, 3-dimensional component. So, and this component is kept in front of vertical plane and it is kept above the horizontal plane. So this concept is the first quadrant, or what is called as first angle projection. So in first angle projection or first quadrant, the object will be kept above the horizontal plane and in front of the vertical plane. And you just forget the second angle, third angle, fourth angle for now, for time being. Don't worry about this second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. You concentrate only on the first quadrant here. So in the first quadrant we have vertical plane and the horizontal plane, and the object is kept in front of the vertical plane and above the horizontal plane. In this case you can see here the object is kept in front of the vertical plane and it is also kept above the horizontal plane. So here we look at the projections now. So we have projection and it is also called as orthographic projection. So orthographic projection means the line of sight or the projector lines will be parallel to each other and they will be perpendicular to the projection plane, or the plane on which the shadow or image of the object will be projected, right? So this is called as orthogonal projection of the objects. So in this session we will looking at how to draw orthographic projection of the objects, particularly the planes. But here we have the solid here, some solid object is there. So just to understand how the images will be falling, you can see here. So here this is the three-dimensional view of the first quadrant. So but whenever you draw the planes, vertical plane and horizontal plane, we will be drawing it on the drawing sheet like this. So here we should draw one line. So this line is nothing but intersection of the planes, vertical plane and the horizontal plane. So this line is nothing but intersection line where the two planes intersect, HP and VP. So that line you can draw here. So above this line, whatever is there, it is all vertical plane. And this horizontal plane, whatever is there, this horizontal plane, you have to bring it down and make it in line with the vertical plane. So now the first quadrant or the vertical plane is here, the horizontal plane is here. So while drawing these planes, these two planes, that is vertical plane and the horizontal plane, while drawing it in the drawing sheet, you should bring this horizontal plane, we should rotate it downwards so that both vertical plane and the horizontal plane will be above and below respectively whenever you draw it in the drawing sheet. So this vertical plane is drawn here and this HP, the horizontal plane, will be rotated downwards. It will be drawn, it will be moved, it will be rotated downwards. So when you rotate it downwards and if you draw it in the drawing sheet, it looks like this. So this is how we should be drawing the vertical plane and the horizontal plane. And this line is the intersection of vertical plane and the horizontal plane. So this line is the intersection of the vertical plane and the horizontal plane. So that line you should draw it here. So above this line it will be vertical plane, below this line it will be horizontal plane. And here you can see here the object is kept here, and assume that you are seeing from here. Assume that you are seeing the object from here, that is from the front of this object. And suppose say this is light here, or you are observing it, you are seeing it. So whenever you see the object, the line of sights, that is the projector lines, will be parallel. Okay, and you are seeing it, the lines of the projector lines or the line of sights will be perpendicular to the vertical plane. Okay, now you are seeing from here, the object is here, vertical plane is here. Okay, so this is the object, this is the vertical plane, this is the object, and you are seeing from here. Okay, assume that you are seeing from here. So whenever you see or whenever you project the object, the shadow of this object will fall on this vertical plane. Okay, that is called as image or view of the object. So this is the actual object, this is the plane of projection, vertical plane, and you are seeing from this side. Okay, so whenever the light, the source of lines of sight will pass through this object and they are projected on the plane, vertical plane or the screen, the image will be seen here, the view will be seen here. So in this case, you are seeing from here, whenever you see from here, the line of sight, you are projecting it here. These are the projector lines, and the shadow of this object, what you see in the front, that will be falling on this plane or the plane of projection or the screen. So in this case, this plane of projection is a vertical plane. So this is called as the front view. So this whatever shape you can see here of the object, this is called as front view. So in the first angle projection, the front view will be on the vertical plane. The object is here, the object will be in front of the vertical plane. You are seeing from here, so the lines are parallel now, the project lines are parallel and they are perpendicular also to the plane of projection or the screen. So on this screen the image falls. It is called as the view of the object. So this is the object, this is the view of the object. So if you see from the front, you can see only this face of the object. That's you can see here, this you can see only this face of the object. So this is the plane of projection. So vertical plane is the plane of projection. This is the object you are seeing from here. The image or the shadow of this object is falling on this vertical plane, and whatever the shape you can see here, it is the shadow, the front view of the object. The front view will look like this. Always remember, in first angle projection, the front view will be on the vertical plane. The front view will be on the vertical plane. Now again come over here. This is the object. Assume that you are seeing from top, above now. So you are seeing from top, the object is here, and the plane of projection, the screen is now the horizontal plane. So this is the plane of projection. It is horizontal plane. So this is the horizontal plane. The object is here, and you are seeing from top. So whenever you see from top, the lines of sight or the projector lines will pass through this object, and they will be falling on the plane of projection, on the plane of projection or the screen. So that whatever that shadow will get, the image, that is called as top view or the view of the object. So you can see here, you are seeing from top, the object is here, the projector lines will pass through the object, and you can see the top view, how it looks, how the object looks from top. You can see here, it simply looks like a plane now. So you can see from top, you can see this line here, this line you can see here, and this is a vertical line. So from top, the vertical line looks like a point, it is here only, and again this continues. So you can see this edge, and you can see this edge, and this edge. So it looks like this now. So now this is the front view of this object, this is the top view of this object. So the same front view and top view you are drawing here now. So this is the front view of this object. You can see only this face. When you see from top, you can see only this face. So you can see two squares here. So these are called as, so this is called as projection of the planes or solids. So this is the vertical plane, and this view, this shadow, this image is called as front view. This is horizontal plane, and this horizontal plane, whatever image you see, that is called as top view, because you are seeing from top. And the horizontal plane, you are rotating it downwards. So when you rotate it downwards, whatever image is here, it will be drawing it here, you will be drawing it here. So this is the front view of the object, this is the top view of the object. So this is called as projection. So this is called as projection of the objects. So in engineering drawing, we usually don't draw the three-dimensional objects or the planes. We only draw the views of the object. So by looking at the views of the object, we can easily understand what is the shape and size of the object. So this concept is called as the projection, orthographic projection. So orthographic projection means the projector lines are perpendicular to the plane of projections, orthogonal, and the planes, vertical plane and horizontal plane, are perpendicular to each other, and they are connected by this line of intersection. But anyway, just understand this. While drawing, you'll practice how to draw the planes and the intersection line. So again, the same concept here I will explain with one more object here. So this is the object component, some engineering component. So you can see it's a three-dimensional object. It's having the height, width and thickness. So, and in this orthographic projection, I told you, just imagine the vertical plane. So this is the vertical plane. The object is kept here, and you are seeing from here, from the one side, from the front. So whenever you see from here, the image, the shadow of this object will fall on this vertical plane, and you can see only this face of the object is seen here. So this is called as the front view, and this is the vertical plane. It's simply a plane. It's a screen. On this screen, the image of the object will be falling. That image is called as the view, front view of the object. So this you'll be drawing it here like this. So this plane and the view you are drawing here. So this is the vertical plane, right? So on this vertical plane, this image is seen like this. That image you are drawing here, and you can see the size of this. So this height, this width. In the front view, you can see only the width and height. Thickness you cannot see in the front view. So you can, in the front view, in the image, only the dimensions, width and height is shown here, and this is the front view of the object. So this plane of projection and the image view you are drawing here. So this is called as the front view of this object, or we simply call it as elevation. So in civil engineering drawing, we call this as front view is called as elevation. Similarly, the same object now, the object is kept same here, and you are seeing from above. Okay, now you are seeing from above. The object is here, right? And the image, when you see from above, what you can see is, you can see this face, that is whatever is red color, that you can see, and the image will be projected on this HP. So this is the horizontal plane. So object is here, you are seeing from top. The shadow of the object will fall on the HP, and that HP you are rotating it downwards. Okay, so when you see from top, you can see this red shaded portion. You can see rectangles 1, 2, 3. So this edge you can see, this edge you can see, this edge you can see, and this line you can see. So these lines you can see here. So this border, you can see this border that is there. So this is the top view. So this border line is here, and these two lines are nothing but these top lines of the object. You can see this is the two lines of this now. So the top view is on HP. Top view is on HP now. So top view is here, and you are drawing it here now. So in top view you can see the thickness. In top view you can see the thickness, and you can see the width. So width is here. This width is also same. This is whatever is there here, that width will be there. But in top view you cannot see the height. This height you cannot see. Okay, so in top view you can see only thickness and width, whereas in front view you can see width and height. And you can see here, this line is the intersection of vertical plane and the horizontal plane. So that line is drawn here. That is called as X and Y. So we draw this line, or this line, and it is called as XY line. So XY is a line, this line you are drawing it here in the drawing sheet, straight parallel horizontal line, and that line is called as XY line. So XY line is the intersection of vertical plane and the horizontal plane. So this line you are drawing it here in the drawing sheet. So this is the actual case, and in your drawing you will be drawing only the views, front view and top view. You will not be drawing the object. Remember, here the object will be simply kept here, and you should assume the object, and you should draw the front view and top view. So this is called as orthographic projection of the objects. So this is the front view or elevation. This is called as top view. So this is called as top view, or we call it as plan. So front view or elevation, top view or plan. So this is the XY line. So XY line is the reference line, or we call it as intersection line. So this line is drawn here, and the vertical plane is drawn here. You can see this is the vertical plane, and this horizontal plane you rotate it downwards. So you can see here it is rotated downwards, vertical plane. So the horizontal plane is rotated downwards, and it comes below the XY line. So whatever is there here, this is all the horizontal plane. So this is the vertical plane. Above the XY line, this is the vertical plane. Below the XY line, it will be horizontal plane. So this is the XY line. So above this, it's all vertical plane here. And when you rotate this HP downwards, it will come below the XY line. So below this XY line, reference line, we have the horizontal plane. So just remember, in the first angle projection, the front view will be in the vertical plane, top view will be in the horizontal plane, HP. Okay, so front view will be on the vertical plane, top view will be on the horizontal plane. So that you have to keep in mind. So front view is called as elevation, top view is called as plan. So this whatever is shown here, this you'll be drawing it like this in your drawing sheets or drawing book. So this line, XY line, you should draw it horizontally here. So whatever is there above this XY line, it is all vertical plane, VP. Whatever is there below this line, so this is all HP. So in front view will be falling on the vertical plane, top view will be falling on the horizontal plane. So you will be drawing only the front view and top view of the objects, and that is called as projection of the objects. So one simple civil drawing I have shown here. So this is the front view of a house. So front view is called as FE, or it is called as elevation. So front view means elevation, and all of you are familiar with this plan. So whenever you build a house, plan is drawn. So plan is the top view. So from top, how does it looks? It's a cut section is shown. So you can see in the top view, in the plan, you can see where all the areas come here. So this is the staircase, the walls. So you can see this is the kitchen area, bath area. These are bedrooms, veranda, all those things. So in top view, you can see the area, the space of the house. Whereas in front view, you can see only the elevation, or what is called as how does the house look from the front. In top view, you can see the inside, what all space is available. You can see here. This is the plan. This is the top view. So this is the front view. So in front view, you can see only the width of the house and height of the house. Whereas in top view, you can see the width of the house and the breadth of the house. Remember, so in front view, you can see only the width of the house and height of the house. Whereas in top view, you can see only the width of the house and the breadth of the house. So in top view, I cannot see what is the height of the building or what is the height of the object. So coming to planes now. So some planes, I told you the plane is nothing but it's a two-dimensional entity. So in this module you'll be learning how to project the planes. So just to imagine the plane, I have just shown you some photos here. So the first example of a plane or planar object is, you can see a card here, debit card, credit card. It's a plane, it's a rectangular plane, and thickness is very much negligible compared to length and breadth of the plane. So it's a rectangular plane. So planes are nothing but two-dimensional objects. So they have length and breadth, but thickness is very less compared to length and breadth. So those objects where the thickness is less, or thickness can be ignored. Okay, those objects are called as the planes, or we can call them as lamina, or the planes, or you can simply call it as plates. So plate means, it's having two dimension. Thickness is less compared to length and breadth of the object. So some planar objects, some objects which are plane, are nothing but these cards. You have invitation cards, gift cards, you have these playing cards, and you have the doors. Okay, plywood laminate doors are there. They are having length and breadth, and thickness is there, but that thickness is negligible, or it is very less compared to length and breadth of the object. Similarly, we have tiles, house tiles, and you can see the laptop screen. Again, it's a rectangular screen. Length and breadth is there, thickness is very less. So we can call the laptop screen and the laptop base as the planar objects. Similarly, your mobile phone, your tablets, they're all planar objects. They're all plane. You can call them as planes because the thickness is less compared to length and breadth. And best example is your drawing sheets, or the sheets, printable sheets. They are very thin and they have length and breadth. So you have metallic planes here. So this is a metallic sheet which has been folded into chairs. So you can imagine vertical plane and horizontal plane here, and this is the intersection of vertical plane and horizontal plane. And similarly, we have different shapes of the plane. So you can see the plane is different shape here. This is a triangular shape, and you can see this is also triangular shape. This is hexagon. The shape is hexagon plane, like that. So this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 octagon here. The shape, it is having octagonal shape. So the planes will come in different shapes and sizes. So you should remember the planes as two-dimensional objects where the thickness is very less compared to length and breadth. So coming to planes here again. So according to your syllabus, we will be studying about some planes here. So the planes are also called as plates. You can call them as plates, or you can call them as lamina, laminates or lamina. So you can call the plane by any of these names. You can call it as a plane or a surface or a lamina or a plate, whatever it is. So coming to plane, I told you that it's a two-dimensional object or entity which is having length and breadth, and the planes can be of different shapes. So here you can see a square is a plane. This is a circular. The plane is circle now. So it is not having any length and breadth, but circle is a curvature. It's a curve. Okay. So like that we have triangle, which is having three sides. So remember that the plane will be having minimum of three sides. So that's the first thing is triangle, three sides. This is square, four sides. Then we have pentagon, five sides. Hexagon, which is six sides. Rectangle, again it's a four side, but one of the edge or sides is longer than the other two. So these shapes you just remember in planes, because according to your syllabus we will be drawing the different shapes, and we will be projecting these planes. Okay, so square, triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, rectangle, circle. So these shapes we just remember and try to understand how to draw these shapes. So before we start drawing the different planes or drawing the projections of the planes, so let us understand some characteristics of the plane. So here I have a rectangular plane. So this is a rectangle. So this planes will be having what is called as corners. So for example, the corners are named by some letters, alphabetical orders, the alphabetical letters A. So this corner, this point is called as corner. This point B is called as corner. Similarly, we have C. This is called as corner. This is also called as corner. So A, B, C, D is nothing but they are the point, or they are called as corners of a plane. Similarly, in case of triangle, A, B, C, these are the corners. So we call it as a corners. So usually all the planes will be having corners except circle. So circle will not be having any corner, right? It is a circle curve here, and so corner is nothing but the point where the two edges or side of a plane meet. So this line of a rectangle is called as edge or side. So this line is called as edge or side of a rectangle plane. So here you can see this is AC. This line is called as edge or side. Similarly, AB is called as edge or side. Similarly, BC is called as edge or side of a plane. So this is a triangular plane. This is a rectangular plane. This is a circular plane. So the boundary, they are called as edges or sides for these triangular plane, rectangular plane. Similarly for pentagon, hexagon, all the planes will be having the edges or sides. Whereas circle will be having the curve. It will not be having any edge or side here. It's a point on the curve here. So, and you know, the edges are, the corners are given by names A, B, C, D, capital letters A, B, C, D, whereas edges are given by dimension length. So the length of this edge will be mentioned. For example, length of CD, say 50 mm or 60 mm. Length of this BD, this edge, say 20 mm or 30 mm. Length of this AB, length of this side AB, say 20 mm. Length of this side AC or this edge, say 30 mm, 40 mm, whatever it is. Whereas here in this circle, we will be giving the dimension diameter or radius here, and the length of this circle we can give by, it is called as circumference or perimeter. So remember, for planes we have corners, we have the edges or side, and we have the curve, circumference for the circle. And whatever the area is there, whatever the surface, whatever the material is there in the plane, that is called a surface or face. So this is the surface of a plane or face of a plane. This is also called as surface or plane or face of a plane, and that is given by area, millimeter square or meter square. So this is the area of the plane. This is the area of this triangle. This is the area of the curve. The edge is given by length 30 mm, 20 mm, like that, whereas the inside material, the matter of the plane, it is called a surface or face of a plane, and that is given by area. So this is the area of the rectangle, area of a triangle, area of a circle, you know that. So we have point, corners ABCD, edges or side AC, CD, DB, BA, like that. Then we have the surface or face of a plane, which is given by areas. The edges and sides are given by length or distance. So here you will see how to draw uh, uh, the different planes. So one example I have taken rectangle here. So this is how you will be drawing a rectangle, and you can see whenever you draw a rectangle, you should name the corners here. So this is corner A, corner B, corner C and corner D. So you name it clockwise or anti-clockwise. So it is A, B, C, D. So that's a corner. And coming to edge or side, so this edge, how do you name it? You have to tell it by the dimension or by the length of this edge. So this is called as dimension. So this, whenever you draw any plane, you should give a dimension for that plane, for that particular edge. So this is the length of this edge BD. It is 35 mm. So whenever you draw a rectangle or any plane, you should draw the dimension also. So for drawing a dimension, there is a particular standards, some rules you have to follow. So I told you that usually that for example rectangle here, you should draw it using 2B pencil. So here this is where you'll be using different pencils. So whenever you draw the plane, the border of the plane, we should be drawing with 2B pencil, and it should be thick and dark. So A, B, C, D should be thick and dark lines. And coming to dimension line, this dimension line should be thin and light. So you can use your micro tip pencil. And you should leave a small gap here, and you should draw a line. In line with this line AB, a thin line, and with a small gap you should be in line with this and draw a small line. Similarly here also, from this point, from this corner, leave a small gap and draw one more line which is parallel to this line. So these two lines are called as extension line of the dimension line. And now connect these two lines with a straight line. So this is called as dimension line, and at the two ends you should draw the arrow mark, and in the center you would write the value, what is the length of this BD, you would write here 35 mm or 40 mm, whatever it is. Similarly for length, again along the length from here to here, you should draw these two small lines, and you should connect these two lines with a straight line, put the arrow marks, and you should write the length of that edge CD. So this is called as dimensions of the object. And this dimensions line you should draw with micro tip pencil, and they should be thin and light. Whereas this numbering, this letters, this number you can write with your HB pencil, not too dark, not too light. So you can use three types of pencils. One is the micro tip pencil to draw thin and light lines. Other one is 2B pencil to draw thick and dark lines. And you can use HB pencils to write A, B, C, D, or to write the numbers. So here you can see this rectangle you are drawing with a longer edge horizontal. So the longer edge of the rectangle is horizontal. In some cases you can draw the rectangle with longer side vertical. So the longer edge can be horizontal in some cases, and in some cases the longer edge can be vertical. So you can draw the longer edge vertical and the shorter edge horizontal. In this case, longer edge is horizontal, shorter side is vertical. So these two are same, but the longer edge is horizontal here, longer edge is vertical here. And as usual, dimensions you should draw as usual here. So you can see this is the dimension 89, this is 35. It will leave a small gap here between the extension lines. and this is the linear dimensions. And if you want to give the angles between the two lines, again you can see you should draw the curve and you should draw the arrow marks, small arrow marks, and in the center you would write the angle in degrees. So this is a triangle here. So in triangle you can see one line, the edge AC is horizontal. I have kept AC as horizontal, AB and BC I have connected here. And the dimension you can see for this edge, I am leaving a small gap. Right, draw two small lines, thin lines. Draw this horizontal line, put the arrow mark, and so this line should be parallel to this edge. So this line should be parallel to this edge. And these two lines should be perpendicular to this edge. So this line should be perpendicular to this edge or side. So similarly these two lines should be parallel. This line and these two lines should be perpendicular to this line. And in the center you write the dimension, the number value. So the difference between this triangle and this triangle is that in this triangle AC is horizontal, the edge is horizontal here, whereas in this triangle the edge AC is vertical. So you can draw the triangle with one edge horizontal, or you can draw a triangle with one edge vertical. Vertical means straight up and down, top to bottom. Horizontal means left to right. And this is the circle. You can see here, circle is with thick and dark line, and this is the dimension line with arrow marks. So the symbol is for diameter 60. So for circle you have to put this symbol, and this symbol indicates it's a circle with diameter. So this diameter is 60. Similarly, you can draw the pentagon. You can see the pentagon is thick and dark here. These five edges, thick and dark, and the dimension line you can see here. You have to leave a small gap here, but anyway, it's not shown here. But you can leave a small gap and draw the dimensions like this. And angles you can see, you can give here angle here. So remember, pentagon, to draw a pentagon, here ABCDE is a pentagon. So AB is horizontal here, and in this case AB is vertical. This is also a pentagon, but here one edge is vertical. This is also a pentagon, but here one edge is horizontal. And in pentagon you know that angle between the two edges will be 108 degree. You have to keep in mind, and you should draw these two 108 degree, and here to here it is 108 degree. So all the included angles will be 108 degrees. So while drawing pentagon we should maintain this angle, all the edges and length here. Similarly we have hexagon here. So hexagon, the included angle will be 120 degree for all the corners. So angle between these two lines, all the included inside angles will be 120 degree. Okay, so you can see these edges A, B, C, D, E, F, A, they are all thick and dark, whereas dimension lines are thin and light. So here in this hexagon, AB is horizontal and D is also horizontal, whereas in this hexagon AB is vertical, D is also vertical. So you can draw depending on the problem, depending on the next how you solve the problem, depending on the statement of the problem, you should be drawing the hexagon planes with one edge horizontal or vertical. Similarly, pentagon you can draw with one edge horizontal or vertical. Anyway, when you solve the problems, you'll understand how to draw, how to practice drawing of these shapes here. So in the next session we'll solve the actual problems, and in the problems some statements will be given. So they will ask you to draw the projections of the plane. So projection means we should draw the front view and top view. Usually the side view is not considered here. We will be drawing only the front view and top view. So in the problem they will give what kind of plane it is, whether the plane is a triangle or rectangular plane or circular plane or pentagon or hexagon, and they'll give the position of the plane, how the plane is positioned or located with respect to HP and VP. So, and also they will be telling you how the plane surface is inclined to HP and VP. There's again the location. We'll see this when you solve the problems. So here we have one simple problem with three-dimensional and corresponding two-dimensional projections. So here you can see the blue color is vertical plane. The vertical plane is here, and this cream color is horizontal plane that is drawn here. So this is the XY line. So this intersection is drawn here. So actually we will be drawing the projections like this, but in actual case it will be, the objects will be like this. So this is a vertical plane, this is horizontal plane, and this is the plane, rectangular plane, and you will be drawing the front view of this plane and top view of this plane, and that will be drawn like this. Actually in real case it will be like this. You have to imagine the plane like this. So when you see from front how it looks like a line. So this line is drawn here, and in top view it looks like a rectangle. So that top view is a rectangle, so that we are drawing it here. So whatever is shown here, that we will be drawing it in two dimensions. So this is called as projections of a plane. Alright, so we have the surface or plane which is parallel to HP and perpendicular to VP. And here you can see this plane is inclined now, inclined to HP. So this plane is making some angle with HP, and again this plane is again rotated and it is making some angle with the VP. So the problems will be based on these conditions. So they will give the location or position of the plane with respect to HP and VP, and you should be able to draw the front view and top views at different positions of the plane. You will understand when you solve the problems, you come to know. So this is called as projection of the planes. So in reality the planes will be like this, object will be like this, and these are the planes of projection, but in drawing you will be drawing it like this. So this is the XY line. So above this XY line it is all vertical plane. So front view will be in the vertical plane, and below this XY line it is all horizontal plane. So you can see HP here. VP means vertical plane, this is all vertical plane. HP means this is all horizontal plane, and top view will be of this plane will be falling, the image will be on the HP. So that rectangle, that image you are drawing it here. So the front view and top view we should draw with 2B pencils, thick and dark, whereas the remaining lines you should be drawing with thin lines, micro tip pencils. Anyway, just remember this, and in the next session we'll try to draw the front view and top views of the object when the plane is located or oriented with respect to HP and VP. So here you can see how the plane is located. It is inclined here, again it is rotated and inclined. So when the objects are placed like this, how it looks in the front view and how it looks in the top view, all that will be drawing here. The same shape you are drawing here, this shape top view you are drawing here in the inner drawing sheets. So these are all drawing sheets, but this is the actual case, three-dimensional case, and three-dimensional case you are converting it into two-dimensional drawings. So this is three-dimensional. Same thing you are drawing here, two-dimension. This is three-dimensional problem, you are drawing it in two-dimension on our drawing sheets. So that's it for this session, and in the next session we'll try to solve some problems as per your examination pattern. Thank you.